Coffee with Keto Simple. My name is Dustin. I'm so glad you're here. This stream will be starting soon, so grab your coffee, get comfortable, and settle in. We're building a strong and supportive community, so say hello in the chat, ask questions, and feel free to use super chats if there's anything that you want to see highlighted. Thank you for being here and being a part of this journey. Let's keep it positive and respectful as we connect and grow together. I can't wait to get started. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, friends. Welcome to Sunday morning coffee with me, Dustin. Channel is Keto Simple. I'm really glad that you're here. And whether you've been a part of this community for years or you're just finding your way in because of the new year, and something in your life feels like it needs to change, this space is for you. January carries a lot of weight, hope, pressure, expectations, and for many people, quiet fear. People make resolutions, and we've talked about this. We talked about this last week, but it stands to reason here we are still in January because people, they want better. They want to be better. Better health, better energy, better control over all aspects of their life. We all want more control, better control over all the aspects of our life. Am I wrong? But far too often they try to do it alone. Last week we talked about plans. People try to do it without a plan. They just go into it with a resolution, a hope, a prayer. And what happens? What happens? How far do people usually make it with their New Year's resolution? Do people even usually make it to the second or third? I'd imagine not, because they're not going into it with a plan. But even with a plan, you can't do it alone. You can't do it without community. And when you do it alone and you struggle, and you don't tell anybody you're struggling, we keep that kind of thing to ourselves because why can't I do it? Why can't I succeed? They're going to think I'm a failure. They're going to think less of me. But it's often, most people will never think less of you than you think of yourself, right? Sometimes they just disappear. Sometimes they just pull back. How often do we have friends who just kind of pull back? When everything's going south, they pull back. I have a lot of friends like this. When the going gets tough, they just pull back and they pull away from the community that can help support them, that can help keep them on track, that can help keep them sane. They disappear. Now, that's not a failure in of itself. That's isolation. Why do we isolate ourselves? Why do we pull back? When we know in our heart of hearts that community is the most important piece of this puzzle. And we'll talk about it over and over again because it never quits being the most important piece of this puzzle. And that's why this community matters, not just to me. And I've said it before, I'm here for selfish reasons. I really am here, part of this group, for selfish reasons. I'm here because I want to be better. And I know for me to be better, I have to surround myself with you. And hopefully you feel selfish about that as well. And you want to be better. And you know to be better to surround yourself with us. So as the new year comes into focus, so does our responsibility. not to convince people to live our specific lifestyle. Whether you're a keto person, a carnivore person, a paleo person, vegan person, a person who only eats fish, whatever, who cares? That's not what we're here. We're not here to change their minds and force them to eat all meat, regardless if it may help them, regardless if it might be what's best for them, but that's not why we are here. But to help them find a path that they can actually stay on. Again, keto, carnivore, low carb, any piece, any spot in that spectrum of the proper human diet is going to be orders of magnitude better than where they were yesterday. These are tools. They're not identities. They're not totally enveloping, encompassing. And I see a lot of people who their food choices encompass who they are, and that's all that they think that they are. But that is so far from the truth. And our job isn't to hand someone the perfect plan, because there is no perfect plan. It's to help build something livable, something that still works after the excitement fades. After the first week, after the 30 days, after the first 90 days, 6 months, a year, can we keep them on track? Can we keep them to some semblance of consistency? Can we keep them involved in the community? Will they come here and hang out and tell us about their successes? Will they come here and tell us about their failures? Can we get them to be a beacon of hope for someone else? That's really what I want to see, is to multiply the beacons to shine a light for all those who are lost and looking for a path to something better, even if just a little bit better. Because I think that's the real win, right? And that's also why gatherings matter, right? That's why part of this community, that's why meetups matter. Things, all these things, that's why connection matters beyond the screen. Many of us know how powerful it is to sit in a room with people who get it, who understand the struggle, who speak the same language of food, health, healing. Those who've been in the trenches before, those who have lived the battle, battled the battle, lived the struggle, all the things, they've been there. They understand you. To have someone who can look at you and truly understand what you've been going through is so much more important than anybody, I think, truly realizes. Evelyn knows. She made an impactful speech the first year she was at Ketopalooza. Brought me to tears. And she's been a part of my life ever since. Andy and Susan. Susan made an impactful speech at Ketopalooza. I've been close with them ever since, because community building, finding those who understand and can, that just resonate with you, their stories resonate with you, who just truly understand your struggle, who speak the same language again. And for those who have attended before, we're talking about Ketopalooza here, those who have attended before, early bird tickets for Ketopalooza are now available. They are limited to just 100. I imagine that probably at least a quarter to half of them are already gone. And this early access is our way of honoring the people that have helped build that community from the beginning. There is a discount, obviously. You have to have the discount code. You have to check the email that you had purchased previous tickets with for previous years for that code. I will not give it to you here, because even if you use that code and you had not attended before, you would not get the discount. It's not about hype. It's about creating space and real conversations. Ketopalooza delivers that. I've been twice, 2023 and 2024. And I was devastated when we didn't have a Ketopalooza in 2025. I was devastated I was sure beyond a shadow of a doubt that we would never have one again. Our friend Autumn, who runs and, birthed Ketopalooza and made it what it is, kind of went radio silent for the community as far as I was aware. I know she was involved with Hack Your Health. She was involved with Low Carb for Better Health. But she wasn't doing her weekly live streams with her husband. She wasn't updating, information on Facebook or anywhere. She wasn't doing anything as far as the keto community was concerned, daily or weekly like she used to. So I was under the impression, I was thinking that it would never happen again. And then lo and behold, we get the information that KPL 26 was going to happen. The tickets are now on sale. I hope I'll be able to attend. I have booked my hotel room. I've got till October to figure out how I'm going to pay for it and find hopefully a roommate, because it's like $600 for just the nights of KPL. And right now, that's too much money for me to be able to afford. I don't have that money. And that's just me being transparent. And hopefully, KPL goes off without a hitch and it can continue to grow. And the world outside the space feels louder. What I mean to say here is the space outside of this, the world outside of our space currently right now seems very loud and divided. I want to do everything I can to keep that from happening, keep labels and absolutes and people from dividing our community the way that the outside world seems to be divided. Because in here, we choose something different. And here, the focus is togetherness, community, an unwavering commitment to help others. And those who don't know yet, we exist, but need us more than they realize. And that's what we're here for. Somewhere right now, someone is watching quietly. They're tired. They're frustrated. They feel like their body has betrayed them, and they feel like they failed too many times to try again. They may not be ready to commit. They may not even be ready to believe that change is possible. But they're listening, hopefully. And as we speak today, with our patience and our tone and our humility, might be the thing that helps them take one more step instead of giving up. That's why I celebrate Ketopalooza. That's why I celebrate each and every one of you. And so today we gather the same way we always do, week in and week out here on Sunday mornings with our coffee. Bucky's on the wrong orientation, or I have to get him around so you can see him. But we gather with our coffee with that shared understanding that helping even one person matters. The outside world will continue to ebb and flow and do its thing. But here, we stay focused. Focused on real food, focused on human health, focused on togetherness, showing up for ourselves, for each other. And if you are here this morning, you are not alone. And if you are new here, welcome. You are very welcome. You have a place. You belong. So let's talk about where we are, where we're headed, and how we make this year not just another attempt, but a continuation to something great. Thank you for letting me just babble on. Babble on. You guys are chatting in the chats. Bride Biscuit's here. Good morning, Biscuit. Good morning. Cheers to you, my friend. And Eva Lynn is here. We talked about Eva Lynn. She is not alone. One of the most emotional, impactful, meaningful talks, testimonials in KPL history that I bared witness to was from this woman right here. I call her Evil Lynn, but she is probably the most unevil person I've ever met in my entire life. Sandy Blythe is here. Good morning from rainy Florida. Welcome. Good to see you, Sandy. Brenda Foley is here. Good morning, Brenda. Thank you so much for being here. She said, good morning, hope you got your ticket. I have not yet got my ticket. I am working on it. Whew, but we know Brenda got her ticket, I'm guessing. We know Evelyn got her ticket, KPL or bust. Brian Dish is here. Good morning to everyone. Good morning. Even Cindy is here. I give Cindy a very hard time. I pick on her. I joke with her. But she's awesome too. And I'm glad that you're here. Trying not to be mushy and all these things, but hey, that's what I do here. I'm an emotional fellow. She has her KPL ticket. I know Lindy has hers. I've seen a bunch of people posting that they have theirs, and I'm super excited for them to be there. I need all of the hugs. All of them. Let's see if we can get Bride's Biscuit to show up at KPL this year, all the way from New Jersey. I mean, New York. On your way through New Jersey, have you pick up some people. Sean Bradley is here. He will not be attending. He and his lovely wife will not be attending KPL this year. They were there last year. I did hang out with them. We did have a lot of hugs. We had dinner together at least once, I think. I'm thinking, if I remember correctly, I know we were all there. They were there. Fantastic. I got to meet them and spend time with them. Jeff Fafa is here. Good morning, Mr. Fafa. Woo. Lisa is in the house. She's a KPL attendee. I don't know if she's got her ticket yet, but I hope so. John Gugahan is here. Mr. Gugahan says, good morning, Dustin and all. So happy to be here this morning, and I am elated that you are here. So very glad to see you. Josephine, all the way from the other side of the planet. Howdy, beautiful people. I've spent most of my life alone. No more. You do not have to spend your life alone anymore. We may be half a world away, but we are still here for you. Hop on a plane. Come to Kentucky in 2026. In October 2026, hop on a plane. Leave the land down under and come to Kentucky. I don't think there's a place on the planet more different from Australia than Kentucky. I mean, as far as America goes. That's funny to me. Everybody's saying hello to each other. There we go. There's Mr. Brian Doyle. He's been putting up videos, growing his channel, doing the damn thing. Everybody celebrate Mr. Brian Doyle. He's doing it, putting out videos. He's doing it. Welcome. Thank you for being here, Mr. Brian Doyle. Rick is here. I don't know why my quack quacks are not quack quacking. There we go. It was just delayed.
Let's get dangerous.
Welcome, Rick. Thank you for being here, my friend. Evelyn says, I have found that my insecurities are mine alone. Nobody else thinks about me that much. Nobody cares if I'm bigger, flabbier, insert more things. I think about it, but others don't. That's right. When you walk into the room, chances of all eyes being on you are not as high as you think. And if they are looking at you, it's probably because you did something right. You are the person of honor. You are the person that's supposed to be there. I love you, Evelyn. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. That means the world that you are who you are. Terry Girl is in the house. Good morning, Terry. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Brian Dish says, Bob Ware has passed away from the Grateful Dead. Well, rest in peace, Bob. I went to my first major concert just about a week after, what's his name passed away in 95. The Grateful Dead. Oh my goodness, why is my brain going blank? He was supposed to play here and he passed away. And I went to go see X-Fest 95. Mr. Guggenhan says, yes, Jerry Garcia is correct. Thank you, Sean. Thank you. Jerry Garcia passed away in 95, about a week before I went to my first major concert with friends. It was like Bush, Weezer, Letters to Cleo, a whole bunch of bands. I got to see a bunch of bands. It was pretty awesome. John Guggenhan says, I've been incorporating more chicken and pork into my diet because of the crazy prices of beef now. I understand. We've been buying chicken thighs because they're $1.77 a pound, where, I mean, they used to be 89 cents, 79 cents a pound. So, I mean, they've still more than doubled, or about doubled in price, but they're still better than $5, $6 a pound. Thank you. Josephine called me Bustin. Yes, I love it. She's like, now, oh my God, a beautiful Bustin. Bustin. Dustin. That could be my Garbage Pail Kid card. Disgustin' Dustin, Bustin' Dustin, Butston Dustin. She says, I got something in my eyes. LOL. Lisa says, I got my ticket for KPL, but I got to find someone to share a room with. Somebody help her out. I was telling Evelyn the other day, I was like, I am not above sharing a room with a female person, but the optics on that are bad. That's not why I'm at KPL. I'm not there to do anything, risque or whatever. I just need a cheap place to sleep. Brian tells me, quick, someone talk me out of buying the new M5 13-inch iPad Pro. Hold on, let me look something up real quick. Hold on a second. Hold on, Brian. Just pause here for a second. I hope you're getting the space black one with 2 terabytes of storage. Hopefully standard glass. Just you don't need cellular, just Wi-Fi. That's it. It's only, and add the pencil. Yeah, you need the pencil. The pencil. The Pencil Pro. No engraving. You don't need the keyboard. Get it. Get the third. I was going to say, if there's a bigger one, get the bigger one. I'm not the one to talk you out of it. Get it. Do it. Make it. Do it. Order it. I'm not the one to talk you out of it. Unless you have an M4 iPad, then maybe. Jeff says, some people are mean. If you get hurt enough, it's understandable that people pull back. Being kind is always the answer. Being kind is always the answer. 100%. Rick, are you out there? Are you listening? Are you going to KPL? Let's go. KPL. Ride your bike to hop on an Amtrak. How long would an Amtrak take you to get from here? Let's look this up. I got to look this up. Hold on a second. Yeah, it's only 1,080 miles, Rick. 15 hours, 43 minutes. No, wait, that's no. Where's no? I need the Amtrak. Let's see. Oh, Amtrak does not currently offer direct scheduled passenger train service to Louisville, Kentucky. How rude! How rude! I was just saying, you just ride the train. Carl says, by my own admission, I am a sugar addict. 1 minute I can tout the benefits of keto, and the next it can be in the corner with a cookie saying, my precious. I understand this 100%. So yeah, I'm selfish, here for support. I'm glad that you are here, Rick. Thank you so very much, Evelyn. Evelyn for $20. KPL or bust. Let's go. Let's do it. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you beyond words, Evelyn. Yes. And Josephine's asking if Brian is going with her. Cindy says, there's nothing wrong with Kentucky, dude. I didn't say there was anything wrong with Kentucky. I said there's not a lot of places out there that are more different than Australia. Kentucky and Australia, very different places. Very different places. That doesn't make them worse or better. Different. Like Kentucky and India, very different. Kentucky, China, very different. Not better or for worse, just different. Kentucky, yeah, that's right. The bluegrass state. She said, let's go hunting. That's the United States. Yes. Josephine celebrates 2 months of membership. You're awesome, Dustin. Well, Josephine, you are awesome. You are the best. Thank you so very much for being here. Brian's got white rain and PA. That sounds like snow in Farmer. Couldn't have healed without chicken thighs. I mean, chicken thighs there's something weird about them. Like, I don't really get satiated as well as I do with beef, but I mean, it's cheaper. I mean, it's way cheaper. Way, way cheaper. She says, the B is so far away from the D. I'm 12. It's fine. Oh, Jeff Fafa says it's foggy in Keystone Heights. Aaron says, morning, Dustin. Bought you some coffee for the KPL fund. Got my ticket too. I am excited to see you, Aaron. I hope to see you. I'm excited. Hopefully I get to go. Let me pull up my buy me a coffee doesn't. I think it sends me an email, but my email isn't up right now on my computer because it makes dingy ding noise when things come in. Dingy ding a ding 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 ding. Anyway, that's where I'm at. Something wrong with me. Thank you so much, Aaron. And I've got some money in my thing here. Yeah. Josephine says that sounded wrong out loud. Don't be sorry. That's what we like here. We like 12-year-old humor. That's what we do. Sean says, sounds like an 80s thing. Why you busting? You know what? Why you crunchy? That's why you crunchy. Crunchy the snowman. I don't know what's going on. Oh. Brian says, you are not helping. I'm not good when it comes to telling you not to buy cool stuff. I don't have an iPad. All I've got this little like this old fire tablet thing. It's like dusty and like it's this little fire tablet. It like barely does anything. Look at that. You know, barely watch YouTube on that thing. Doesn't do anything of any. It doesn't help me with anything. I just got it years ago. It just sits there, and I charge it like once a year. I charge it. Evelyn thinks it's funny that Bustin' Dustin. The kids call me Buttston sometimes. And Rick says, I'm not going anywhere until I have enough income to survive. True. That's basically how I look at it, too. And Aaron said Amtrak is stupid expensive. It really is. It really is. And Brian says it's never about need. I mean, you can take that with you and you can work on thumbnails and do all kinds of cool stuff with it. I want to say that you can even run, they have an iPad version of Resolve. Like DaVinci Resolve has an iPad version. It'll probably run really well with the M5. No, I don't know how full featured it is. I don't know if it has all of the things there or not, but I've heard things that you can run DaVinci Resolve on it. So that's pretty neat. And Brian's asking, Brian, if your old one still works and does what you need, save your money, buy some beef. Yeah. Sometimes just having something new is kind of cool, you know what I mean? Josephine says, 2 for 10. What happens if you get to 10 for 10 super chats? Well, I put in there $10, $20 super chats, because you can set goals. And I was like, if I get 10, $20 super chats, and that should pay for me to go to KPL. We'll do what we can do, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And Brian said, yes. Brian says to Brian, I agree, but I'm having a hell of a time extracting my videos from my Samsung phone and thinking about switching to Apple for simplicity. Yeah, that's my thing. Like, so when I start my business this year, once I graduate from the PhD course and I start a business and I get everything going, I'm probably going to invest if I can. I know I can write KPL off and stuff. I can write it off for my taxes or whatever I got to do, right? But I don't have a way to do that yet. But anyway, I was probably going to get a MacBook Pro and an iPhone just for work. That way, just for the working things that I do. That way there's simplicity, seamlessness, and I can use the MacBook to edit videos and all that stuff. Because my laptop now is a 2022 laptop, and it wasn't the most well-powered thing when I bought it. It still works. But, I don't know how long it will continue to work. It works fine now. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm a little apprehensive to join the Apple thing going on, you know? Just another red shirt is here. Red shirt, thank you for being here, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. He and I are working on doing a live together to talk about some really cool stuff. I'm excited about that. John Gugahan is getting ready to go. Have a great day. Well, thank you for being here, my friend. I truly, truly appreciate you. Brian says, I lost 3 videos into the ether. Oh my goodness, no. So your Samsung phone should record an MP4. And if you move, even if you just move them over, they shouldn't delete. So they should still be there somewhere. I would recommend getting a Google Drive account. I have a 2 terabyte Google Drive account, and it's $10 a month. And you can move things from your Samsung phone to the Google Drive account, and then you can move it from there to wherever you need to put it, whether it's a computer or whatever. But that's what I do. I've got a 2 terabyte account with Google. So I move things from my phone all the time. Hanging with Jen is here. Thank you so much. She just became a morning regular. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you. Biscuit says, I don't get satiated ever. It all kind of tastes the same and feels like spectrum of aversion. I don't know how this works yet coming from carb addiction. It takes time, but just you'll know that satiety is when you're eating something and you just don't feel like taking the next bite. That's really what it comes down to for me. It took a while for me to reach that, though. Oh my goodness, I'm thirsty today. Sunday mornings are like hydration days. Oh, yeah. Jen says, finally was able to switch. Well, thank you. I truly appreciate that. We need a morning member logo shirt button design, please. I got you. I'll get on to it, Evelyn. I will do it. I will get a morning regular shirt for you guys. Put it out there because I appreciate you guys so very much. I really do. Stickers! Yes. I will see about having stickers and all that stuff by KPL. I know that's a long way off, but still. Lewis is here. Good morning, Lewis. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. How are you, my friend? Brian says, I just ordered a 6 terabyte portable hard drive this morning. Whoa, fun. I have a 4 terabyte SSD M.2 drive to put on my laptop. I just haven't got around to doing it yet. I run 2 6 terabyte backup drives that are, the plug-in, just sit in a corner type. Yeah. Brian says, I'm about as computer unsavvy as a person could possibly be. Yeah. It was a weird learning curve because I went like a long time without a computer because in 2011, it was like 2011, my apartment got broken into where I live with my grandma. And lucky she wasn't home. I think they waited for her to leave. And they broke in through our back patio window. They took my laptop, took one of her watches. They didn't get a lot from us. We didn't have much. I think we still had like the big CR, like the big square TVs. You know what I mean? We didn't have any flat screen TVs yet. So they didn't take any of that stuff. They left our big heavy TVs. So I didn't have a computer from like 2011 until 2020 when I got the computer that I was editing my first bunch of videos on. Until I got this laptop in 2022. So I used that PC for about 2 years. So I didn't have a computer for a long time. I mean, I used computers at work, but just having a computer at home didn't even seem to register. It wasn't even an importance to me. I have a phone. Yeah, Brian could use that to copy from the computer to the hard drive and all that stuff. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So one of the things that happened this week, and we're all from it, I'm working on putting a whole video together. I just have to record the darn thing. Because I've got another video recorded with a bunch of shorts that all go together. So it'll be the video will come out, and then every day after that, a short will come out that's attached to the video. So hopefully it'll drive engagement and all that stuff. We'll see how that works. But the nutrition guidelines came through, and I want to kind of talk about how I feel about them. Like the acknowledgement that metabolic health matters is what some of the things that they got right is acknowledging that they got the metabolic health, that metabolic health matters. The increased emphasis on whole foods over ultra-processed foods. Recognition that a one-size-fits-all doesn't work for everyone. Like a one-size-fits-all diet doesn't fit for everyone, right? What's missing? Clear accountability for sugar and refined carbohydrate harm. We don't have any of that. Honest discussion for insulin resistance. Protein adequacy, especially for aging populations. The role of animal-based nutrition in satiety and recovery. But they still get wrong the over-reliance on moderation language, fear of... so here's the deal. Everyone's excited that they've got meat on the top of... They got the meat on the top of the inverted pyramid. So meat, protein, all these things are on the top. But they're only allowing 10% of calories from saturated fat. How does one get their required amount of protein out of these guidelines while maintaining a sub 10% saturated fat? It's like 200 calories of saturated fat a day. That's not very much. That's a couple of eggs. A little bit of beef. That's not enough to get the protein requirement. Now, one thing that we were talking about the other day with Dr. Barry was, how do these guidelines impact us as a community? Now, while we have these guidelines, why we have this set of updated information, at least until 2030. I say hopefully at least till 2030. Now, what could happen? An administration change, an executive action taking place to circumvent waiting till 2030 to make changes? Are these likely? Not necessarily, but they are something that could happen. That's one thing that really drives me crazy about the current movement, is it's so politicized. People get upset with me the way that I look at the MAHA movement. MAHA, I mean, now the thing about all of this is all of these guidelines and all the stuff that we're doing is so very important. It's paramount. But with the MAHA movement, it's so entrenched in political ideology and it's entrenched on one side of the aisle because the other side doesn't care. They don't want it. They don't care. Because of that, half the population is going to not take these guidelines seriously. I was looking at the NPR article. I was looking at what they were saying. Most people are going to look at this and go, this is a step in the wrong direction because it's so politicized. It doesn't matter if there's science back or studies backing it. It doesn't matter because it's all based on feelings. No, I don't like to get political, but this part of it is political. Because the current administration, being who they are, as divisive as they are, could put out the perfect guidelines and it would still cause a stir. It would still cause people to not want them. They don't care about them. They don't want them. They think they're wrong. The current administration could come out and say water is wet and the sky is blue, and people would argue the fact that it's not. And that's not an endorsement or whatever of the current administration. Again, I don't give a I don't really... The political climate right now is so toxic, so irritating. That's why I'm so adamant about making sure that everyone understands that everybody is welcome here. Because when we look at the political spectrum, it's not the same. But because of the current political climate, we have a lot of issues with how people view things, what they're willing to admit, what they're willing to concede to. So hopefully we have 4 years, 2026 to 2030, to see these guidelines make an impactful change in how things are done, how people are. Do we get healthier? I don't know if we will, because again, these guidelines and the implementation of everything about them is going to be like turning a cruise ship in a bathtub. How long does that take? How long would it take to turn a cruise ship around in a bathtub? So, I mean, yeah, are they a positive step in the right direction? Yes. Was it going to be perfect? Absolutely not. Because we still have to remember, even this administration is probably taking money from big food in some way, shape, or form. Whether there's money coming from, whoever. Money drives these, regardless of administration, regardless of who's involved. I am very cynical. I'm very jaded to that. But the entire movement to me just feels like the right idea at the wrong time with the wrong tone. I just feel like nobody takes it seriously. And that's probably by design in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. But anyway, but where do we go from here? We utilize these guidelines and we can show people, hey, this is what the new guidelines are. They're showing protein first. Keep sugars and all that stuff to a bare minimum. We have to understand that the general population is not going to just go, oh, okay, no more sugar, no more saturated, no more processed foods. We're not going to eat bread anymore. We're not going to do whatever. No more pasta. No, it took 200 years to get where we are. Again, changing these guidelines and changing the paradigm, or shifting the paradigm in the way that the general population looks at food and looks at nutrition and looks at what day-to-day life is with food. Again, it's like turning a gigantic cruise ship around in a bathtub. It's going to take a long time. But we have to lead by example, not force. We have to help people build something they can live with. Again, when this is going to be a general theme across the year. How do we help people build their lives into something that they can live with and sustain? And we stay open, patient, and human. And we remind folks, slipping doesn't mean failing. Doesn't mean giving up. It doesn't mean retreating into the corner. Doesn't mean withdrawing from the community because you're afraid that we're going to treat you poorly. It's not what we do here. Evelyn says, breaking my 60-hour fast this morning, my first of the new year. Huzzah. Thank you. I love it. I love it. I love it. Just in time for Jerry to break her 40-day fast tonight, which is a very slow process. Breaking a 40-day fast is a very slow process. Andy is here. She says, good morning, all. I'm late. Sorry. Do not ever be sorry for being late. Sleep is important. We know how imperative sleep is. Sleep makes you healthy. You can always listen to the replay. I'm going to say hi to you. I'm going to talk to you, even if I don't see you in the chat. Watch it in replay, and I bet you you've been mentioned today. Yes. Milton got fixed. Poor guy. Poor Milton. But hopefully he calms down some. Maybe he will. Maybe he'll calm down some. Sean says, I used to be a really big computer nerd. I quit doing it about 10 years ago when I realized that I was heavily addicted to World of Warcraft. Now I don't even want to look at one because of work. I was talking to Shander about that the other night, like how like World of Warcraft was like a whole new drug. People were like losing kids over it and all kind of, like people were having funerals inside of it. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff is World of War. I've never played it, but George Fisher, and maybe you even knew about this, John, if you played a lot of World of Warcraft up to 10 years ago. George Fisher had like his own character, his own thing. So George Fisher from Cannibal Corpse. I don't know if you knew. I mean, you probably did know that. I don't know. But he's a huge World of Warcraft player, or was. I don't know if he still is. I don't know what this means. Dr. Baker reposted his cooking with Frangibit. I don't know. Okay. Where he dresses like a woman. I think I saw that he was dressing a woman for some reason. So I'm guessing that's what that is. Biscuit says, I never want to take the first bite, let alone the next. I know ghrelin and leptin aren't working the way I read about. I do enjoy healing, though. I try to be mindful of that at all times. Yeah. It just takes time. Brian says, I have not been able to get past 15 hours or so of fasting. So my question to you, Brian, is do you fast a certain amount of time each day? So what I did was, when I first started, I barely went 12 hours without eating. So I was not even doing 12 hours. And so I started doing just 12 hours a day. And I did that until it became okay, till I didn't notice a difference. And then I went to 14 hours. You could do 13 hours, 12 and a half hours, and do that for a few months. That's what I did. I just did it. I just set a schedule, and I just did it and did it and did it until I was like, okay, well, let's try this. And I did that. And then I got to the point where I was doing like 20 hours a day, 21, 22, 23 hours a day, eating within like a 1 to 4 hour window most days. And that worked for me until I came home, and I was at home all the time. And then like the fridge is always there. That makes a very big difference. Evelyn says, my minimum goal is 36 hours every week. I love that's a great goal. It's a great goal, Evelyn. How do you find that it's working for you? Are you seeing significant differences? What's happening? Biscuit says, the only signaling I get these days is for coffee, but I know that's mostly addiction. It's easy for me to fast, but I struggle with the messaging about eating enough on carnivore. Well, are you at a point where you're like losing weight, or like what? I'm not sure exactly where you are in your journey here. Are you at a goal weight? Do you have a lot of weight to lose? Like, I don't know much about your current situation. Yeah, keto, or Carl says with the food pyramid, the math don't math. The math is not that great right now. How are you gonna prioritize all this protein and maintain a sub 10% calorie expenditure of saturated fat? It doesn't make sense. Because I'm just a simple caveman lawyer. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that was hilarious to me. Bex is here from South Africa. Hey, Dustin. It's nice to say the new guidelines are a positive step, especially if they enforce this in the school system. I don't know how long it takes for that stuff to turn around. Probably wouldn't happen this school year. I'm curious to see, how do you get enough protein without adding too much saturated fat? I don't know. It's weird. And Sean says, we all know that when the pendulum swings one way, it's going to swing back the other. I can see it now. Grasshopper steaks will be, well, my thing is like, that's when you get such drastic changes so fast that it's like, whoop, and then like, oh, no, we got to go the other way. That's why slow, methodical shifts make more sense. I mean, we didn't go from ancestral eating to where we are today in a year. It was slow, methodical. It really started with the Industrial Revolution. Food processing increased, profits for that food processing increased, shelf stability increased, the desirability for shelf stabilization, longevity of food stores, all the wars that happened, and we were needing to process and manufacture food for the war effort for all the soldiers all around the world, get it to them without expiring. That's where a lot of that came from. The world wars was a huge piece of it. Then along with
all of that. And then all these companies are manufacturing all this food, all this processed food, and the wars stop. And they want to continue their manufacturing and their profits. And yes, shelf stability is huge. We wouldn't be where we are probably as a human race currently without shelf stabilization. Would we be as big of a country? Would we have a population that we have without shelf stability? If you went to the grocery store and there was nothing in boxes and bags, would we survive? Could we survive? Not currently, we could not. Our food supply isn't set up for every person in our country to eat the way that we do. So it's going to take time to, one, get awareness up, get the shift in people, just have people start to shift, their wallets change, manufacturing and industry has to change. This is never going to be an overnight shift. We couldn't just flip a switch and everybody eats steak tomorrow. There isn't enough steak tomorrow. Could we get there? Sure. We have enough pasture on this planet to make it work, but it's not being thoroughly utilized right now. It would take decades to feed every man, woman, and child on this planet steak every day. Steak, eggs, bacon. It would take a couple of decades to get the farming infrastructure up to standard to where we could feed everybody. And you got to remember right now, the single serving, a serving of beef, just a serving of beef is a quarter pound. When was the last time any of you, a serving of beef was a quarter pound? So they're going to do the math on serving size and not realistic numbers. So if, say, they need, there's 300 million people in the United States, they're going to get 300 million servings. They're 75% off. At least that's the way I'm looking at it right now. We couldn't support everyone being carnivore tomorrow. We couldn't support everyone being keto tomorrow. So we have to be the forefront and make these shifts slowly but surely. Because we aren't set up for that kind of success. And I know our community is kind of blind to that fact. Because we think everyone can just do it tomorrow. No, we would be screwed if everybody went carnivore tomorrow. If the entirety of the United States went carnivore tomorrow, we would come to a grinding standstill. That's a fact. Could we get there? Yes, but it's going to take a decade or more just to get the farms, the pastures, everything. Listen to White Oak Pastures. I think there's an episode of Joe Rogan where the owners of White Oak Pastures talk about how it took them 20 years to become an adequate regenerative farm for the size that they are. If we start tomorrow getting everybody in, getting just the infrastructure together to feed everybody beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, it's going to take at least a decade or two to get everybody, regardless of whether people want to eat it or not, just to supply it. It's going to take so much time. And I don't think we don't really acknowledge that. Maybe because we understand that the shift of people into that type of lifestyle is such a daunting, dare I say, improbable endeavor. I don't say impossible. There's not a lot's impossible, but there's a lot of things that are improbable. There's not a lot out there unless industry pushes for it. That means Nestle and all these companies that make all this processed food, Kraft and all that stuff would have to shift gears, get into agriculture, and start raising beef. And you better believe there'd be factories out there 3D printing steaks too. It'd probably take some of that to get people on board. Because there's a lot of people out there who the cruelty aspect, they're never going to get over. There's nothing you can say. There's no study you can show them that's going to change that aspect of their mind, that killing it, regardless of what goes into making their plant foods and all that stuff, that just doesn't compute. They're not listening. And you can scream in their face and you can do whatever you want all day long. It's not going to make a difference. But that's what we have. We have a long way to go. We just do. Brian says all politicians are corrupt and they think of themselves and what's best for them. That's why these people who make $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, have hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, that's like saying I have a $7 an hour job, but I got a bank account with 40 million bucks in it. Really? Like, okay. Unless you win the lottery, but still. Bride's Biscuit says, I've been doing 36-hour fast on Mondays in January along with Barbara and fam. I'll probably continue. That sounds like a great plan. Maybe I need to start doing that. Like, so once I eat on Sunday, I don't eat again until Tuesday, sometime after my live. We'll see how that goes. But do I want to continue having coffee? Because coffee is one of those things that I don't want to give up. I don't want to. You can't make me. Carl says, Dr. Baker said the new pyramid is good for the general populace, not for people with health issues. Adjustments are needed for personal health goals. That's the thing, is I think they just made these goals, like, they didn't look at the actual realities. They just did what they were going to do. Because if they were thinking, they wouldn't have thought that. Jerry's here. Good morning, Jerry. You've probably been here for a while, but we love you, Jerry. Jerry's in the house. Everybody say hello to Jerry. She's like Norm, but Jerry. Evelyn says, nice, Bride's Biscuit. I feel amazing after my fast. My skin is clear, my mind is sharper, and I feel great. Great! The healing benefits are wonderful. Evelyn says, Jerry, today is the day. Yeah, you should listen to Today is the Day while you're breaking your fast, Jerry. I double dog dare you. Go to Spotify or YouTube, type in Today is the Day, and listen to them. I dare you. Anyway. Brian says, good morning, Jerry. Hope everything is going great for your breaking your 40-day fast. A couple of sips of bone broth. That's a way to break the fast. Booby Goats, Erin is here. Good morning. She says, I slept in. I wish I could have slept. I slept. So I've been sleeping through the night and not getting up to pee in the middle of the night like I did before. I was getting up every 2 hours until I started using my CPAP again, okay? Now I sleep through the night, but I get up. When I do get up, I have to pee so bad. I'm like, oh, and my body's not ready to like let it all go. So to like half of it, and then about 10 minutes later, the rest of it's ready. It's like, okay, now we're ready. I know that's normal, but I mean, I'm not getting up in the middle of the night. I'm sleeping through the night, just knocked out, sleeping pretty good. I'm feeling better during the day. Life is good so far. Then I cuddled my baby girl for a while. We fed her some food yesterday. She tries to be so big. She's 3 weeks old now. Can you believe it? 3 weeks. She is 3 weeks old. I can't do it. Oh, my goodness. Lisa says, sorry, I've been quiet. Been chopping. She's been chopping broccoli. She has been chopping veggies for pumpkins sausage soup. Oh, that sounds so good. Pumpkin sausage soup sounds so good. I haven't made any chili this year. I haven't made any soup this year. I haven't made any broccoli cheddar soup this year. I need to maybe do that. What do you guys think? Broccoli cheddar soup soon? That sounds good. Nice big hunk, just a big, huge, giant batch of that. Just have a bowl every day. Whoo! I need to get some sodium citrate to make that work, though. Whoo! Everyone's like, that sounds delicious. That sounds delicious. Maritza's here. Hello, Maritza. Mama Maritza. I want some pizza. Don't listen to me. Oh, my goodness. There's something wrong with me, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Smurfs and Smurfettes. Brick says, that's the one. I don't know what we were talking about, but that's the one. Jerry says, thank you for all the sweet, kind comments about the end of the 40-day fast for the 15th year. It's going to be great to not hear about it anymore. Sorry, I kid, sort of. Anyway. Oh, my goodness. She says she feels fabulous. I felt fabulous the entire time, but this fasting is definitely not for everyone. I would not recommend a 40-day fast to a majority of the people. A majority of the people would not do it because most people are not disciplined enough to do it correctly. You have to be mindful of your electrolytes continuously. And then when you break it, you have to be very patient. It takes a good while, really a few days, to get back to a normal eating schedule, if not a week. Just to let your digestive system wake up and think, it's going to wake up, stretch, and get ready to start digesting foods little by little. You don't want refeeding syndrome because that could be the end of Jerry. No more Jerry. Everybody's saying hello to Jerry. And Marisa says, my coffee just finished brewing and going to put some butter in it. Ah, love it. Oh, yeah. Lisa says, Jerry, you're going to be live all day? I'll be heading to church later, so won't be home until the afternoon. Sean says, I knew George Fisher was on World of Warcraft at its peak. They had commercials with William Shatner and Mr. T. I know that M. Shadow from Avenged Sevenfold played WoW as well. You got to imagine, like, especially these touring musicians, there's a lot of downtime. You've got hours and hours of just sitting on a bus, driving through the night, or getting to the venue, time between sound check, load in, all that, even show time. You know, you get to the venue at noon and you don't play till 8, 9 o'clock. There's a lot of downtime. I mean, the bigger the bands, the more stuff there is to do during the day. There's press at radio stations and all that stuff. But, you know. But I mean, how often is George Fisher going into radio stations? Not often. They're not asking him about the new song titles, the new album title that gets banned in all the countries. Brian says, I used to have a 6 to 8 hour eating window, but was gaining weight. Now I eat 3 to 4 times a day and lose weight unless I don't eat enough. Using Grok or any AI has really helped me. Interesting. Aaron says, everybody listen up. Very important news. Very, very important food. Aaron Booby Goats is releasing her Butter Woman premiere today at 2 Central Time. That is 3 o'clock Eastern Time for the people who live in the right time, like me. Right time, the correct time zone. With new commercials and old ones, never before seen ones. Jerry says, about to drink my first cup of coffee in 1 week. But it'll be 1 hour after eating dog food with my GSDs. Yes, I really did say dog food. I don't know what's happening. What's a dog food? Tell me what's going on. I have no idea. Andy says, has everyone ever had floaters in their eyes? a retina tear, detached retina. This is my current situation. Spent 4 hours in the ER last night. And I have like the little floater thing sometimes. I don't remember what they're for. There's something to do with it, but I don't really know. They're not all the time. Sometimes they're bad. Sometimes they're like really annoying, but not all the time. Most of the time they're not. I don't remember what they are. I don't think I've ever had a retina tear. I have had I had an issue when I was wearing contacts where I couldn't wear contacts for like ever again. That's why I wear glasses. I used to wear contacts. I just wear glasses. It's easier than contacts. Contacts drive me insane. Now there are downsides to glasses. Like if I lose my glasses, I'm screwed. Look at that handsome guy. You couldn't even, I could just take my glasses off and it's like the difference between Clark Kent and Superman. Like, where did Dustin go? Dustin left, and who's that stranger? There he is. Oh, he's gone. There he is. Anyway, I am ridiculous. Don't bother me. Don't listen to me. I am something wrong with me. I don't know. Booby Goat says I need to pick up some cream cheese and sardines for different things. Yeah. Jerry says, Lisa, I'll be live from 1 p.m. Central Time till 5 p.m. Central Time. Loads of fun. Prizes and surprises. Woo! Let's go, Jerry. Let's go. Anyway, let's get an applause here. Do we even have an applause? Do we have an applause? I don't even know. There we go. Let me release the balloons just for Jerry. And Lisa says, oh, no, I've had trouble with my eyes focusing lately. That's crazy. I don't like that. I don't like when I can't see. Booby Goat says cream cheese for an oopsie cake and sardines for a 4-day sardine challenge. That sounds terrible. Oh, let's see. Carl says, hi, Andy. I get eye floaters when I am super fatigued related to sleep rest for sure. Oh, that sounds, I bet. And Booby Goat says, Jerry, I hope to see you at the Butter Woman premiere. Winky, wink, wink, wink face. Like that. She says, watch it on your live. Yes. Evelyn says, Aaron, how many cans of sardines do you eat in a day on the fast? And she's not answering that question yet because she didn't see it yet. She says, there's enough chicken and pork. The turnaround on chicken is really much months. Jerry says, Aaron, you will hate me if I go live as planned during your Butter Woman premiere. Yes, forever. Forever. Oh, it's going to be like a Biggie and Pac situation. Booby Goat says, I met chickens only like 2 months. Mint chickens only take 2 months to grow. But cows, on the other hand, take 2 years. Yeah, I mean, we couldn't get everybody on carnivore tomorrow with beef, lamb. I mean, it would take, we would probably go through the world supply of animals in like a week. Josephine says, I can no longer get beef fat trimmings from my butcher. Sad, now looking for a new butcher. Ugh. We just don't have butchers like we used to. Now they're all bougie and want to charge you a lot of money for everything. I'm sure their overhead's a lot, but that's beside the point. Bride's Business says, weight loss was my primary goal at first. I did lose 73 pounds in the first year. About 40 more to go. Given that 2 to 3 years, I lose about a pound a month at this point, and that's fine. Yeah, never rush it. Just stay consistent, intentional, and you will be fine. Booby says, Jerry, no hate. It's only 28 minutes. And Andy says, thanks, Carl. My doctor's appointment is tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., hoping to get a good diagnosis. Thinking about you, dear. We love you. She's like, watch it during your live. Yes, take a break. Like, we're going to stop and we're going to watch Booby Goats. And Cindy says, I have a members only live at 4 p.m. Eastern today. Shouldn't be too long. Always look on the right side of time. Anyway, Oh, yeah. And Cindy's telling Andy that she has eye floaters. Floaters won't go away from me, but no retinal tear. How do you get a retinal? How do you get a... I guess a retinal tear is better than a rectal tear. I mean, am I right? I mean, you know. Josephine says, OMG, I was about to go to bed soon. LOL. Oh, my goodness. It is like in the middle of the night for you. It's like in the tomorrow already. It's like you're living in the future, Josephine. Marita says, I found my first chuck roast at $4.99 a pound and I bought it. Yeah. Josephine says, cool, I'll be there. In a few. All right. Evelyn says, black coffee on my fast was difficult for me, but I will get used to it better than no coffee at all. There's no thanks. I gotta have coffee. Lewis is doing no food Mondays. It's like if you did no food, no coffee, that's the Mondayest Monday that ever Mondayed, okay? You're like, you wake up, it's Monday, no coffee, no food. What else? I mean, you're just like, I just gotta go to work with no food, no. Oh, rude. Marita's got it dry, Brian. I love it. Josephine says, okay, I'm off to hopefully get a few good hours of sleep tonight. See you all soon. Enjoy your beautiful night, day. We love you, Josephine. Enjoy your sleep. And that was 13 minutes ago. She's probably knocked out. Brian's Biscuit says, I'm going to have to do black coffee when I start my first 72-hour sardine fast. Evelyn, that will be tough. Rough. Root-row. Jerry's going to be giving out international prizes to the winners. Learned my lesson after the Christmas party and the USPS mailing fees. Woo! So much to send stuff out. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If each of you go in and just click the share link, copy the link, YouTube thinks you shared the stuff, okay? Doesn't know that you didn't go to Facebook and put it in there, and to Twitter and put it in there, and all the places that you do your social media and sharing it to everyone that you know and love. Send them to text. Send them to the text to your high school sweetheart. Go in and do to your family group chats, your next door neighbor, your dentist. Just send the links everywhere. Send them out. No reason. Just send them out. Just to everybody you know and love. Put them on flyers. Put them up in the grocery store, the pet stores. Put them up in the everywhere. Yes. I mean, don't really do all that, but do all that. Booby Goat says, I drink black coffee during my regular fast. I thought coffee was okay. Coffee is better than okay. Coffee is life. Coffee is life. Coffee is life. Coffee is life. Oh, yeah. Jerry says, Evelyn, I am so happy and proud of you. Me too. You have done your monumental fast like this. And yes, there is no other feeling of accomplishment and something general overall well-being after a fast. Yeah. I mean, I've done 21 days. I thought it was pretty rough. I don't think I'll ever do that long again. I just don't know if it's necessary, really. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know for sure. Just the way you are. I don't know how to be anybody else. I was thinking about this. So, like I was saying, I'm in lives and I'm chatting away, and I'm just trying to chat the way that I am here. So if you see me chatting and saying weird stuff, just picture me saying it out loud. And you're like, oh, makes sense. Like I was in Thomas and live with Thomas and Jerry yesterday. I think it was Tom and Jerry, and it was Tom and Jerry, and we're talking about beards and growing beards, and something. And I was just like, and I put a comment in there. I was like, just grow a beard about it. I don't know. I like saying things like, just do something weird about it. I don't know. And I'm like, but people just don't understand me in chats. I don't get it. That's all I got. That's all I got. That's all I got. Jerry says, today is the day, huh? I'll take that challenge and report back to you during my life today. Whoo, okay. Let's see what happens. Today is the day as the band and see what you think of them. Oh, yes. Keto living Lisa says 26 people and only 15 likes. Thumbs up, y'all. That's right. 35 people watching across 4 platforms. 25 on Facebook. 25 on YouTube, 9 on X, 0 on Rumble, and 1 on Facebook currently. Thank you all for being you. Thank you for being wonderful. Thank you for watching all the places. And Bride's Business says, Jerry still fasting longer than your granddaughter has been on the outside. That's right. Jerry's been fasting longer than my granddaughter's been alive. Oh, yeah. It's crazy, right? Evelyn says, what flavor keto chow egg pudding should I make? No cinnamon. Let's see. How vanilla-y does vanilla come out? Does it come out good? I don't think it would come out right. Like vanilla cream. Is it good? I know chocolate's probably the best. Lisa says, do you got coconut, Evelyn? Make it like a flan. Flan is gross. I'm sorry, but it's gross. Jerry says, okay, listen to the song. I didn't say the song. I said the band. There's a band called Today is the Day. That's what I'm talking about. Not the song. No. You got it wrong. Anyway, she says, today is the day. Today is the day song by Lincoln Brewster. I don't even know who Punky Brewster's stepdad is. That's like Lincoln Brewster's Punky Brewster's stepdad or whatever. But my 100% my kind of song and perfect for today. Yes. Sean says raspberry or blackberry. Thought they went out of business. I miss blackberry. Blackberry was the best. You can't go wrong with the good fruity flavors. Red raspberry or raspberry cheesecake. Sean says I like the raspberry cheesecake better. Brian says, in case anyone missed my walk with Abby video, I am now under 230 pounds for the first time in over 40 years. Nice milestone. Congratulations. I was listening to that video yesterday. I love it. It's amazing. You had a great video. Great video. You're doing the vlog thing. I struggle. I don't know what is wrong. I can't do those. Lisa says, ugh, note to self. Do not cut jalapenos with no gloves. It just scratched my eye and now it's stinging. Well, you know how it goes. And he says, you're so funny. You're so vain. I don't know. I'm funny sometimes. I mean, I wear out my welcome. Shanner's like, we were watching Stranger Things the other day. We finally finished Stranger Things. And we were up late doing that, unfortunately. We were up really late doing that Thursday night, finishing it off. And I was making Chandra laugh so hard. Oh, we had a good time watching that show. We laughed and we laughed and we laughed. Yes. Evelyn says raspberry cheesecake it is. Aaron says, one-day contact lenses are a game changer for me. They are more expensive, but no cleaning every night. Just take them out and throw them away. I didn't even know they had those. I don't know if I think my eyesight's gotten worse. So I was right on the edge of being able to even be able to wear contacts. So there's that. Lisa says I need to get on that route for sure. Do it. And Booby Goat says, Evelyn, I missed your question. I eat about four cans a day. And Sean says, yeah, Lisa, I hate that. Hate taking out my contacts after eating jalapenos on a stick. However, you ever poke yourself in the eye from the jalapeno on a stick? It's like some stuck with a red poker in your eye. Yeah, you poked yourself with a jalapeno on a stick. Anyway, Aaron, can we get a sardine start date and drag some suckers? I mean, invite some fam to heal along with us. I love sardines, but I don't know. I would do like maybe sardines and eggs every day, but that doesn't really count, does it? Because I always want to do things my way, like I'm, you know who I am. Do it my way, like old Frank, like old Blue Eyes, Mr. Sinatra. Tuesday? I thought we were starting Tuesday. Biscuit said, oh, yes, we did float that after the water fast. Okay, bet. Lewis says, in 2025, I maintained my weight for the first time in my adult life. Yes, that takes... right there. First time, I don't think I've ever maintained weight. I mean, I maintained the weight going up. I did that real good. I really figured out how to work that really good. That was easy. She says retinal tears are caused by an injury to the head or some kind of trauma. But like, how does that how does that hurt your eye? When you bonk your nugget, how does that like hurt your eye? I don't understand that. Booby Goats has got to go to the shops. Buy me something cool, Booby Goats. I want something. I want a treat. Yeah. Andy says, everything with my eyes scares me. Losing my eyesight anymore is my greatest fear. Yeah, well, that would be awful. That is scary to me, too. Cindy says, floaters, at least sometimes, tear away from your retina. Don't always mean you have a retinal tear. That's where they come from. Weird. Yeah, Lisa says, yeah, so true, Dustin. Monday with no coffee is a recipe for disaster. Yes. Rude. Carl says, should we put it to a vote? Which is worse, a rectal tear or a retinal tear? I mean, these are the important questions. These are the important questions of life. Biscuit says, I might miss coffee on Monday, but that will be because I'm dead. And only maybe of that. Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah. Lewis isn't drinking coffee. Well, that's sad. I'll drink it for you. Oh, yeah. Sean says, I had a friend that would call into work saying he had a bad case of rectal myopia. He can't see his ass coming into work today. My coffee maker is set to brew coffee every morning. I am the coffee maker in the house. I do go in and set the stove and set the kettle on the boil, add water to the kettle. Coffee's so good. Chocolate. Cindy agrees. We like chocolate because it's the bee's knees. It went good, Mr. Biscuit. I have done it before. Woke up with ketones at 4.0 and glucose at 64. That's awesome. And flan is gross. Lisa says, OMG, flan is the bomb. But with my Puerto Rican roots, play a role in that. Yeah, it didn't taste right. Maybe it was just bad flan. Maybe it wasn't very good flan. The texture's weird. I don't like it. Biscuit says, I grew up in a Puerto Rican neighborhood. I would crush a flan today or a plate of arroz con whatever the hell that means. I don't know. I can't read it. Sunny is in the house. Good morning. Bacon, steak, ribs, and coffee. Yes, we love it. And Lisa says, I used to make a mean whatever that is. Yes. Biscuit says, do it your way, Dustin. I'm doing lime with coffee. Pete Puma did it because tea gave him a headache. Yeah, tea is just not coffee. That's why I choose coffee, because tea is not coffee. Not that there's a problem with tea. Tea's fine sometimes, but it's not coffee. Amy is here. Good morning, Amy. Woo! Amy's in the house. Amy's in the house. And Cindy says, when I got floaters, I had no head trauma of any kind. Wendy is here, the Pharaoh Grandma. Good morning to you. Amy says, I'm late. I slept in a little. That's okay. Please get enough sleep and don't worry about me too much. I mean, some of you got to show up. Otherwise, this show's going to be real weird if no one's here. I'm just talking to myself. Could you imagine me in a room just by myself, just gabbing away? Gabba, gabba, gabba. Doing my thing, just talking to no one. Woo! Sherry's in the house. Sherry, Nevada Pup. Good morning, friends. Good morning, Sherry. How are you? And Karen Harrington's in the house. Good morning, beautiful people, she says. Good morning. You're beautiful. Good morning. A lot of beautiful people in here today, and me. Aaron says, my coworker used the same line with anal glaucoma. I can't see his ass coming into work today. Carl says he's trying something new, cold steeped green tea with yerba mate or yerba mate or whatever it's called. Supposed to be good for you. It sounds like you're drinking like rock moss mixed with mold. That's what it sounds like. It's what it sounds like when doves cry. Bump, 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 bump. Andy says, my blood labs came back at the hospital last night. Glucose was 84, so I was pumped. Means my keto reset is working. Woo! Oh, Evelyn loves flan and creme. I've never had like a proper creme brulee, so I don't know if I like it or not. I want to try it with like the real, with the crunchy, sugary top where you got to break with a spoon. I want to try it at least once. I want to try it. Pronouncing that, Dustin, is arroz con grandules. I had to hear you say it, and then I can say it. I had to hear you say it out loud first. North Dakota Carnivore Lance is in the house. Hello, Lance. Welcome to see you. Welcome to the show. Welcome. Good to see you. Sometimes words are difficult. Whew. Lisa loves creme brulee. And that's the one thing about flexibility I think is so important. There's a lot of foods out there that are not keto, they're not carnivore, that I've never had a chance to try, but I would totally love to try. There's a lot of like crazy desserts out there that I would love to try one day, like desserts you only get in other countries that are far, far away. There are things that, there's things that my great grandmother used to make me, my grandmother used to make me, like if they were like to pop back in, you think I wouldn't eat that? Are you serious right now? You know what I mean? There's just things like, there's things out there, I think, that supersede the idea that we never eat things again. And some people probably can't. But again, like when I go, like going to Disney World, school bread. What? Are you insane? That stuff is delicious. I don't search it out. I don't look and see if I can find a school bread replacement here in Indiana. But I know if I go to Epcot, I'm going to get some. It was awesome. It's okay. Like, if I go to Italy, I'm going to try real Italian pizza or whatever Rome has to offer. Go to Paris, try Parisian food. I'm going to try the yummy stuff. Things I've never tried before. You know what I mean? That's what I want to do. Lisa will be back. She has to get ready for the church place. Wendy said it's cold there. It's in the 30s. It is currently 21 degrees. Winds at 14 miles per hour. Overcast. High of 32 today. Cloudy. Tomorrow, low of 31, high of 42. Partly sunny. I am a weatherman. Amy says, I drink yerba mate tea. Gross. It might be delicious. Sounds disgusting. It sounds like, I don't know what it sounds like. It sounds gross. Yeah, it was a little snowy here today, just a dusting of snow. Took Shannon a little while to get to work, but she made it safely. We woke up to snow this morning. Must have happened after we came back last night. Sometimes it's so hard for me to see stuff like this and be like, because I say the same stuff. Like, it had to happen after we got home. Like, no shit. Like, but that's kind of like what like my granddaughter will say. Like the granddaughter, she gets me and calls me out. She'll call me out with that kind of stuff. Well, I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, it's what it is. I just sometimes I'm a weird person. Don't ever listen to me. Biscuit says you need a blowtorch to make a proper creme brulee. I'm into it. I need a reason to buy a blowtorch. Lance says, I agree. Sometimes words are difficult. As a person who sort of talks for a living, even when I had a job, I talked, for the longest time I talked for a living. I talked on the phone and made people understand what they needed to do for things and had to explain difficult concepts. Biscuit said, I drink yerba mate. I'm going with yerba mate. Like that's an A. I don't know if it's yerba mate, but yerba mate doesn't sound right. So I'm saying yerba mate, even if it's incorrect, because it sounds right to me. Anyway, but moderate oxalate, and I had a problem. So stop drinking it. Sounds like. Milton is extra playful now. Oh, that's good. Sherry says, if I ever go on one of those cruises, I'm going to be eating the bread, so you probably will never see me on one. That's kind of what I worry about cruises. And I know I've talked about this to, Joe and Rachel and everybody who goes on all these cruises all the time. And it's like, yeah, you can go on there and totally not eat whatever and get support from the people on these low-carb cruises or the 2KK cruises. And I'm like, I understand, but I kind of feel like if I'm paying for the cruise and the food is included, I'm obviously going to try to eat the most expensive food there is, right? All the steak, all the meat, instead of eating the cheapy cheap sides. I don't know. I just kind of feel like it would be like not the best quality sides, but I don't know. Sometimes I'd want some dessert. Like go to the corn dog station. I do like pizza, but I also don't want to be uncomfortable. Amy says, I can't ever eat certain things again, but it makes so much sense about my reactions to gluten with my hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's diagnosis. It's one of the symptoms. I'm glad you are on your way to figuring all out the things, Amy. And Evelyn says, good morning, Sherry. Eat whatever you want on a cruise. There is no judgment, but we'll support you in whatever you choose to do. If you say, hey, slap the pizza out of my hand, we'll be like, and catch it and go, Wendy says, Dustin, it's yerba mate. I still like yerba mate. Mate sounds better in my head. I don't know. Maybe I'm confusing mate and matcha. Like matcha. That green stuff. I don't know what that is. And then there's mochi. It's a long sound at the end. Yeah. Hush, Cindy. I'll put you in timeout, Cindy. Watching you. Put you in timeout. Carl says, I had to do an emergency restore of my Google files on a separate app caused a bunch of stuff to delete. When I went to access a client file, it was gone. I panicked and then found the way to restore. Awesome. I love it. So I'll know who to call if it happens to me. People on vacation. Some bring their families. Not everyone that goes on a cruise goes for just the food. Biscuit says, we're not supposed to eat dairy or nightshades either, Amy. I will experiment for myself in the future. So what else is new, ladies and gentlemen? What else you have going on out there, huh? What else is going on? Yeah, Aaron, I got caught up. What happened? What happened? How does that happen? I mean, it has been an hour and 43 minutes of talking. I have connected this live to Coach Bronson and Coach Nat. So when this live is over, you will be given the option to redirect over to their live, which is not till 10:45. So it's still well over an hour and a half away, and they are usually late, like 11 o'clock. And that's okay. They can be late. I hope all of you go over there and give them grief like you do to me when I am late. Amy says to Biscuit, I feel off eating only meat and eggs. I feel my best not eating at all. Interesting. Sherry says, I walked and took the stairs and walked the whole time, the whole town of Cabo. Because she said, oh, I missed this one right here. She says, in spite of eating anything and everything on the menu except pizza, because I don't like it, which is the weirdest thing ever, because pizza is delicious. I only lost 8 pounds on I lost 8 pounds on my last cruise. That's fantastic. Evelyn says, after breaking my fast with bone broth, I'm having my first unblack coffee, keto brains, daily minerals, and iodine. That's always cause for celebration. Keto, coffee, different. Yes. Brian is out of here. Good day to all. Off to run errands. Be safe. Have fun, my friend. You know what to do. Biscuit says, I missed 9:30 church, going to 11:30 now, so you need to sing and dance, Dustin. Keep me entertained, and I will talk and be silly and goofy with y'all, but you got to give me something to work with, something to go with. You know what I mean? JJ is in the house. Good morning, JJ. How are you, my friend? So glad to see you. Lance says, Amy, you should try rolling 48 to 72 hour fast. I thought these were going to be difficult, but are actually really simple to do. I'm on the 5th fast now. Yeah. I might start doing that too. Just fast like 24 hours or whatever, like 24, then 48, and then 24, then 72, then 24, then 48. I don't know. We'll have to see how long I go in between each fast. But I will continue to drink coffee, even with maybe cream in it. So it's not a full fast, but just low calorie. I get like low caloric intake. I mean, even this is like a lot of coffee. There's a lot of calories in here. A lot of it. Lots. Biscuit says, OMG, Amy. I get a version several times a week, almost daily, really. Look, Amy and Biscuit are like twins. You're like the same person. Oh my goodness, the same person. You look the same. You're the same person. I wouldn't be able to tell you apart in the store. 2 Amy's, 2 Biscuits. Can't believe it. 2 for 1. There you go. It's a bargain. Wendy says, Amy, I'm there. I have occasions when simply not eating is the best choice. I feel that way until I'm hungry. Sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I could care less. And I'm like, I usually end up being like, well, I should probably eat. And sometimes I'm like, I should probably eat so I don't go ahead and get to the point where I'm hungry and eat whatever's in front of me. It's that weird thing. I don't know. Last cruise was a 14-day transatlantic, and I lost a half a pound. Pharaoh Grandma says, but I think some venison stew meat will make a great dinner. I agree. Sounds delicious. Amy says, I am fasting for 32 hours from Sunday to Tuesday. Yes. I don't like that my camera does that. I wish it would just stay and stop messing with the focal point. Biscuit says, we could talk doom stoner metal and hijack the channel for 2 hours, I bet. I'm not so well versed in that genre as I would like to be. I mean, we did have some of the best, like some really good bands here. We had the Gates of Slumber. We had Wretch. We have Apostle of Solitude here. Pretty good stuff. A lot of good stuff going on here. Biscuit says, same Amy, starting a water fast at 6 p.m. And Biscuit said, or Wendy said to Biscuit, kind of like a Mongolian metal, the Who. I'm familiar with the Who. The Who, H-U. There's all kinds of good metal out there. Norwegian metal, there's Finnish metal, there's all kinds of cool stuff out there. I love it. So Brian said, so Amy, the new doctor, found what might be our issue, and you're not sure if you are keeping him. I thought she said she was elated with her new doctor. Maybe I missed something. And Evelyn says, it's trying to focus on your beard. It's trying to focus on the cup. Like, it does the weird thing with the cup. Biscuit says, I don't know many of them. I'm an OG Corrosion of Conformity fan. I've seen them with Clutch a few times. The first time I saw Clutch, Corrosion opened, or the first 2 times I saw Clutch, they played with Corrosion of Conformity. I've seen them with Corrosion again, Pepper Keenan and all those guys. So that's cool. Evelyn said, funny story. I wore my Keto Simple shirt to work this week. Mr. Eddie the custodian thought it was a drawing of him. He admires the beard. Well, I appreciate that. Tell Mr. Eddie I said hello. Biscuit says, Norwegian Rescue Service said the most often respond to death metal kids that get lost making videos. True story. I remember some, like, what was there, a band that the first time I ever heard them, they were like I was watching a video and they were in the forest and I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. Ended up loving the band later on, but yeah. They go out like all the death metal, the black metal and all that, like, especially the power metal, go out in the forest and the woods, and yeah. Interesting. Amy says, I think I'm keeping the doctor. I like him, just not happy he offered me GLP-1 to lose 25 pounds after showing him I've lost 110. I think it's just more, that's the new standard. Like, oh, we're just going to give it to everybody. All right, everybody shun Risa. She's late. Shun her. Shun her. No, don't do that. But go listen to Shun. They're a great band from Nashville, Tennessee. Billy, great vocalist. Jack, amazing drummer. Check them out. I saw them a bunch in the 2000s, and they're about to come back. So that'd be another reason for me to go to Nashville. They play live again. I'll be like, I'm there just crying like a crazy person. Evelyn says, as long as you can guide him appropriately for your health. That's right. And Brian says, Amy, he does need to earn a living. Maybe he was testing you. And JJ said, wouldn't it be nice if losing weight would just work like magic? I think once we figure it out, I think we're still on the cusp of truly figuring it out for the masses. I think it's going to take a while. I mean, we didn't get fat overnight, so it's going to take a while to figure out how to be not fat. Because there was a millennia, there was just millions of years we weren't fat, and then all of a sudden we are, and now we have to relearn how to not be fat. So it's going to take time. We're slow learners from things we knew already. And Bride's Business says GLP-1 actually did next to nothing for me. Some people thrive on it. Some people do good. Some people love it, and that's okay. I mean, I don't necessarily recommend it, but if that's something that you and your doctor discussed, and that's the plan that you have come up with, I wish you luck. I hope that it works out for you and you do not see any side effects. Risa says, good morning, Evelyn. Got to go get my coffee and electrolytes. Yeah. Amy says, yes, I'm even nervous to take thyroid meds because I'm allergic to most medications. Uh-oh. Biscuit says, I still craved everything. My addiction laughed at it. They didn't put enough in your body. You should have shot a gallon at a time. I don't know. Amy says, I think getting my thyroid figured out will help with losing the weight and extreme hunger. Yeah, possibly. $75 micrograms of Synthroid. I'm going to discuss going on Armor. I don't know any of that stuff. JJ She says, I've been riding the struggle bus. Me too. We've been hanging out on the struggle bus together. And I've been working on getting close to 8 hours of sleep. I'm not going to get 6 or 7 on average. 6 average mid-December. I'm down 5 pounds as of today. We love to see it. Congratulations, JJ. Congratulations, JJ. We love to see it. We love to see it. Uh-oh. Try to type and things don't work. Oh, yeah. And I know we talked about it earlier in the intro to this video, this live. But again, I have promised, I have committed to talking about Ketopalooza every day until it is sold out, because we want to discuss the importance of community. And there's nothing better out there, in my opinion, for community in our space than Ketopalooza. And again, this year, 2026, presented by Keto Chow. The Keto Family Reunion runs from October the 8th through the 10th, which is a Thursday through Saturday night. You can get your tickets right here. Early bird registration, $189 plus $4.73 ticket service fee, or $239 plus $6 service fee. Hopefully, I will be able to accumulate enough money to be able to afford and in time to get myself an early bird registration ticket, so I'm not spending an extra $50 on this event because I am poor. Oh my goodness, so much going on. Like I said, our son was in another accident. He was in an accident just on the 22nd. That's going to, he was at fault. So that means our insurance is going to go up even more, and he doesn't have the money to pay for the difference. So we have to eat that. That's what you do for family, right? But Ketopalooza, nicknamed the Keto Family Reunion, is a low-carb keto, ketovore, carnivore conference like no other. The bond you make at Ketopalooza will forever change the way you go about your health journey. There is nothing like coming together with a dedicated, enthusiastic, like-minded group of people, all committed to the way of life, all committed to this way of life. Come and join us. Come enjoy games, prizes, giveaways, food, fellowship, and more at the 6th annual Ketopalooza. And don't forget your pen, paper, because our lineup is awesome. Our lineup of awesome speakers will definitely be giving some noteworthy presentations. I can speak English, I promise. I can read, I can speak. I'm honest here, but it's difficult sometimes. This way of eating has made such a positive impact on our lives. And what better way to celebrate that than meeting other members of the keto community face to face, including a speaker lineup so far of Kenanisha Berry, Maria Emmerich, our good friend Kim Howerton, our good friend Autumn Weathers. We love her. She is amazing. Additional speakers to be announced. There's going to be events, activities, dinner, meets and greets. That's what it should be called. She's totally missing an opportunity for meets and greets. Friday afternoon lunch during speaker presentations. Saturday afternoon lunch, the closing session, a customized t-shirt with your name on it, a swag bag filled with keto carnivore products to sample. And yes, so register now. The venue is the Founders Union at University of Louisville Shelby campus. U of L's Shelby campus is located on Shelbyville Road near Hurstbourne Parkway, less than 20 minutes from the heart of downtown. And the Louisville International Airport. Founders Union offers free parking and close proximity to hotels, restaurants in the area. Let's flippin' go. Who's excited? We got to find out from Don and Mike if they are going to Ketopalooza, because we need hashtag more Mike. We need it. We need it for real. This is not a joke. This is how we do it. Oh, let's see. JJ really wishes. I wish you could go too, buddy. You were only there for a little while. I just got to meet you like a little bit last year. I kind of feel like there's so many people that like you want to see and you want to be around, but like there's so many people you don't really get a chance to truly. I mean, I did get a, I mean, I was busy the whole time, just excited to talk to so many people. Holly Springer's in the house. She says, Amy, are there any Ravirinos in your family? I don't know what that means. And Amy says, Ketopalooza is what introduced me to this community. And Biscuit says, so Amy, I am a unicorn. I have never felt any hyperthyroid symptoms. It's usually the opposite for most. Some of my antibodies are in hundreds of which are good. Thyroid has nodules. I don't know what's going on here. They're talking about some stuff I have no idea. Evelyn says, I was so blessed to grab a ticket to KPL in 2023. It's an amazing event. Get there if you can. Please, please, please attend. I would like to see and meet so many new people and hug and love on all of you people that I have met before. I'm excited to see so many of you. And I agree. I agree, Aaron. It's sad to not be at the Galt House, but I imagine it was getting... Well, it was also like they just weren't giving her the service for the cost. So I'm speaking out of school, but I mean, that's what I take away from it. There was a lot of things that were not being handled the way that she wanted them to be handled. Trash is overflowing, running out of food year after year, not listening to her, not taking or learning from the issues from previous years. And I think it just became kind of like just more of a hassle than it needed to be. And as much as I think she truly, truly loves that venue, she truly does love that hotel, I think that was just one of those things where to keep it going, she had to find something else. So, yeah. Amy got tickets for her and Jerry. I'm excited. So I haven't met Jerry yet, and I haven't seen Amy in a long time. It's been almost a year. Yeah, and like she was like, I need 25 pounds of bacon, or I need 50 pounds of bacon, or whatever it was that she ordered. And they're like, nah. And then she's like, no, we really need it. Karen says, I would love to go to Ketopalooza, but we decided this, your family, 100% great granddaughter's battling stage 3 cancer. She's only 4. Oh my goodness gracious. Of course. That's obviously, so everyone keep her in your thoughts and prayers. I don't know how I would be able to handle. I would not be in a good place. The food has gluten in it. I had a reaction after eating at KPL 24. What food had gluten in it? I don't know. I don't remember what there was. And Aaron said, yeah, I agree. The service wasn't great, too. They kept putting out half and half. Half didn't. Yeah. Rick from Twin Brooks is in the house. Good morning, my friend. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. But yeah, I just think that there was a lot left to be desired with the cost. The amenities. I mean, the amenities were great. I don't know. Is there a pool at this place? I don't know what kind of amenities this hotel has that I'm going to stay if I can go. That I booked. But yeah. Sean's getting ready for his first competition of the year. It stinks that Shell is on call this weekend and can't attend. She's also at work right now. Gross. Well, send our love to Shell. Good luck at your competition. Get your John Wick on and let's see what happens. Okay, bud? You're going to do just fine. You're going to be just fine. I did see a video yesterday of Jack Osborne running the Terran Tactical course, and I thought that was interesting. It's always interesting to see somebody from another country like that come over. And it's weird too that Terran Tactical, that course is in California. Weird. It's like one of like the most prestigious shooting ranges is in California, of all places. I booked the hotel that's $150 a night. I booked the Hilton one, I think it was. Let me see. Yeah, the Hilton, the Embassy Suites by Hilton. I got a two queen bedroom suite. So if you're going there, maybe you and I can split a room. I mean, I got the Embassy Suites. We could probably split a room because it was like basically just under $600. So we split a room. We make it $300 each. That's a lot better. Biscuit says too many limiting factors, but I will put meet and greet on my bucket list. Yes, do it. You can do it. I mean, they're making it harder and harder. They have like a roster and then they keep removing things off the roster and not replacing things. It's crazy there. But yeah, it's definitely a difficult place to live, and that if that's something that you're into. But well, everybody, it's been 2 hours. It is 9:36. Oh, Twin Brookacre says the room. So that was for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So 3 nights was $600 with all the fees and taxes. So yeah. So it was like $600 for 3 nights total. $159 a night, taxes, fees, and all the things. It was like, I think it was like 5. Let me see if I can look at my email somewhere. Let me look at my email and see. Hold on. Let me see. $561.24 total price for stay. So let's see, $159 a night, 3 nights, $477, taxes and fees, $84.24. Total price for stay, $561.24. I got a 2 queen room. So 2 people, well, it really would sleep more than 2 people, but I mean, just 2 guys and we're having a good time. Have a good one, Maritza. See you later. Yeah, Evelyn, it was roughly $560. Includes parking and breakfast. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But yeah. So with that, I think we're going to go ahead and say goodbye. But Aaron, if that's something you might be interested in, if you'd want to save some money, maybe roommate together, my friend. Maybe we can figure something out. But think about it. And I'll see you guys on the flip side. We'll be back Tuesday, Shander and I. I've got some videos coming out this next week. Keep an eye out on those. Some shorts, some long forms. Give them some love. Let's grow the channel. Let's grow the community. Let's do everything that we can. Because, I mean, we want to take a moment and have the gratitude for the community and for what it represents. And I'm super glad for all of you, and I'm happy that you are all here. And just remember that just helping one person matters. And today isn't about fixing the world, it's about helping just one person, someone take the next step, helping them find out what makes them consistent, what may change their life for the better in the long run. How do we do that? Thank you for enjoying your coffee with me today. I love drinking my Sunday coffee with each and every one of you each day. As much as I love coffee, I love you guys even more. And as always, if you ever have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Email address is ketosimple@hotmail.com. You can reach out to me here on YouTube. You can find me over on Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, @ketosimple. Reach out to me there. All the questions, comments, discuss things with me. If we're on a personal one-on-one basis, reach out, text me. You know what to do. You know how to reach me. And I love each and every one of your faces. With that, let's go to the credits. I have not updated them. I think my credits are messed up. I may have to redo them all and redo and refigure out the video and the audio and rebuild them, because I deleted a bunch of stuff off my computer to make room, and I think I messed up and deleted the footage. So if I go to try to update this and edit the names, it will mess them up. So we'll see. But anyway, with that, I love your faces. It's been amazing. Coach Bronson, over on their channel in about an hour. Cindy's got lives today. Booby Goats has a premiere today. Jerry's breaking her 40-hour fast today. Be there, support one another, love one another. The world needs more love than ever. So come together, because it's imperative that we make this work. I love each and every one of you, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Just be looking out for videos and all that stuff. But for now, it's got to go with the credits.